So I thought I'd have a go at region modding my SEGA Saturn, and that's my PAL console under there. So the plan's going to be to fit a flash ROM into the system that's got a modified region-free BIOS installed in it, and that'll hopefully allow me to play games from any region. And I just thought I'd do a quick video here. It's not anything planned, or it's not going to be like a in-depth tutorial or anything. I just thought I'd document the process. But the plan is to fit one of these, go over here. It's just a little flash ROM containing the region-free BIOS. And what I'm going to have to do is take the console apart and take the original chip out of there and install this in its place. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and you can see I've got a couple of games here. This is the PAL version of Street Fighter the movie, and that's actually what I've got playing right now. I'll show you. This is the PAL version. I know it's in like an American style big case, but it is the PAL version of the game. Not the greatest game in the world, but it is quite entertaining nonetheless. You can see it's based on the movie, based on the game. You can see the characters and everything there. But yeah, it is the PAL version. The plan is to get this running, which is Dead or Alive. And this is the original game. This is the Japanese version. You can see there. And I'm a massive Dead or Alive fan, so I'd really like to try this out in the Saturn. But yeah, you can see it's playing the Street Fighter game there. If I just pop this open, you'll see what happens when I pop in a game from an unsupported region. So this is obviously a PAL console. It's not going to like the Japanese versions of the games. So let's pop that in there and see what it does. Let it load. There we go. Cartridge unsuitable for this system. So it does have the memory cart in there, just for saving your games and whatnot, but obviously it doesn't like the game disc because it's a NTSC-J region, and this is a PAL console. So what I'm going to be doing is taking the console out and taking it apart, and obviously taking that BIOS chip out and installing the new one. So that's what I'll be doing next. And just to show you it won't load with the cartridge taken out, this is the memory cart for the Saturn here, the backup memory. I've taken it out, so just to show you, it still doesn't load without that in, so let's see what happens here. Yeah, game disc unsuitable for this system, so the region's not compatible, but we'll hopefully get that sorted. So I've removed the console from the entertainment system, and I've now got it in lots of different bits on my floor. So the next thing I've got to do here is remove that chip and install the new one with the modified region-free BIOS on it. So this is the one I'm going to be removing here, this one in the corner. You can see that there. And yeah, this is the Saturn's motherboard if you've never seen one of these before. You get your cartridge slot at the back there, and it's actually quite similar to the way the Dreamcast is put together. You've got a similar kind of layout. So you've got your drive there and your power supply, and then you've got this kind of metal shielding as well, and the power switch. But not too difficult to take apart. But the next thing I'm going to be doing here is removing that chip in the corner, and the way I'm going to do that is actually just cut the legs off it. It's the easiest way to do it. Cut the legs off with a pair of snips here, and then clean up the points on the motherboard and install the new chip. So that's next. So that's the old chip removed now, and it took a little longer than I thought it would. It was quite tricky, but I got there in the end. I did, however, manage to lift 2 pads from the motherboard here, which I was kind of annoyed about, but not a huge deal. I don't need to use the one at this far corner here, and the other one I managed to run a wire to the bottom of the motherboard here to where it connects, so I can hook that back up. Won't be a big problem. But yeah, it was quite tricky to do, And this is the chip, the removed chip here. If I can just zoom in on that. And you can see I cut all the legs off this side here. And two from the corner here. That's actually what caused the pads to lift there. So for the rest of them, what I did is I just flooded the whole thing with solder, and then I was able to kind of float the chip off because it wasn't connected down one side, so it was a bit easier to do it that way. But that's the chip removed there. You can see it's covered in flux there. I need to wash my hands. But yeah, now I've got to fit the replacement chip, and hopefully everything will run as it should. So that's the replacement chip now in place, and it turned out that I did need to have that first pad that I lifted connected, so I ended up having to run an extra wire to the bottom of the motherboard there, which is a little annoying and took a bit of extra time, but it's all connected up now and it should work. So hopefully that's the Saturn now region free, and all I need to do is just put it all back together again, and hopefully it'll run that Japanese copy of Dead or Alive. So it's all reassembled and hooked up to the TV, and it seems to be working fine. The only difference I noticed was when I turned the console on, I got a different startup animation to usual, so I think that's just the American or Japanese version. But yeah, everything else seems to be pretty much the same as it was before, so I'll throw in that copy of Dead or Alive, the Japanese copy, and see what happens. Pop this open. Put that in there. And it should work. So let's check in the disc. And I've now got the option to start the application, so let's see if it'll load it. And there we go, it's now booting the Japanese copy of Dead or Alive in my PAL SEGA Saturn. So I can go ahead and play me some Japanese Dead or Alive. There you go. So it's now running my Japanese copy of Dead or Alive, which is great. I can start collecting some of the games from the different regions for my SEGA Saturn and play them on my PAL console. And it does work with the PAL games I've got as well. I've been testing out a couple here. You can see I'm running some Wipeout, and it all plays fine, no problems at all. So another region-free console to add to the collection here, and quite a fun mod to do. It's quite tricky, but I'll leave links to the tutorial I followed in the description below. And also thanks to BadAd84 for hooking me up with the chip that I installed in that. But yeah, just thought I'd do a quick video here and show you what I've been working on. You can see some of my games here that I'm going to be playing. But yeah, fun little mod, so thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.